Welcome back to another Minetest mod review. Today we are looking at the pumpkin pies mod. And no, these are just the normal pumpkins, but none of the pumpkin pie stuff is placeable in World, so I figured that was the best I could do. Also, because it's almost autumn here, it seemed only fitting to do a mod review of the pumpkin pie mod, because, pumpkin spice everything is just around the corner. So, I guess we'll start with the basics here. It adds pumpkin pie. That's the basics. Now, I should mention this real quick. You probably can sell this. How is it listed? Yes, it requires the farming mod. Now, Minetest game provides a farming mod, but you actually need to be using 10+1's farming redo mod, or you'll be missing some of the elements that you need for the recipes, such as the mortar and pestle here and the baking tray. I think you also probably won't have any of the group's sugar, or I think the mix bowl actually comes from farming redo as well. So yeah, you do need to use that. I'll also mention right off the bat that if you are using a mod that provides eggs, some of the recipes will call for eggs. However, I am not using a mod that provides that. So instead, there is an applesauce, which is used as a substitute for eggs. And instead of milk, which you would get from, cows or goats, or, I guess whatever that provides milk, there is a soy milk provided, which this actually might be from farming redo. I'm not 100% sure, to be quite honest, but it will use normal milk as well, or non-soy milk from animals, whatever. I don't know what you would consider that. I would consider that normal milk, I think. But anyways, with the technicalities out of the way, let's get on to the pumpkin pie itself. So there's actually a variety of different pumpkin pies we can make. As you can see here, we have a gourmet pumpkin pie with some Cool Whip on top of it. I think that's supposed to be Cool Whip. And we have a cooked pumpkin pie. I think that's actually the only two pumpkin pies. But you can eat some of the pumpkin doughs raw. So, for, I guess, ultimate starters, we start with a pumpkin, of course. And we're going to cut that into pumpkin slices. And then the pumpkin slices we can turn into pumpkin puree and pumpkin dough. And this is where it splits off. So if you do the pumpkin dough... Oh, wait. You know what? I got that wrong. The pumpkin dough is for the pumpkin bread. That's from farming redo. So ignore that. We actually want the pumpkin puree. So pumpkin puree we have here. And we can turn this... Here we go. We can turn it into a pumpkin pie with just some sugar, the baking tray, three pieces of pumpkin puree. I don't think pumpkin puree really comes in pieces, but and then 3 wheat. And that'll get us a pumpkin pie, which we can then cook to make cooked pumpkin pie. Or if we want to get fancier, and there is a good reason to get fancier, and we'll get to that in a moment, we can make pumpkin pie mix, which, as you can see, uses quite a lot more pumpkin pie. Uses a glass dish here, some sugar, applesauce or egg, and then some sort of milk. And let's go ahead and look at this one first. So we take that, and then we combine that with flour in a cooking or a baking tray, and we'll get raw pumpkin pie dough, which obviously we then cook, and we get the gourmet pumpkin pie. Otherwise, we have the normal pumpkin pie, we cook that, and we get a cooked pumpkin pie. Now, the different pumpkin pies, let me see if I can find this information real quick, yield different amounts of hunger, of health. It depends, obviously, on, or maybe not obviously, but it depends on what types of other mods you are using in conjunction with this. Here we go. So the let's see if I can find it here. Actually, it's not listed in on the webpage. I'll have to pull up the code. All right, so the pumpkin puree you can actually eat as is, which should come as no surprise because it's just mashed up pumpkin, and that'll give you 2 health, 2 cetacean. Again, it depends on what kind of other mods you're using in conjunction with this. The pumpkin pie, and I believe this is the raw pumpkin pie here. This will give you 6 health. The cooked pumpkin pie will give you 8, so it's definitely beneficial to, you know, cook things. You can actually eat the applesauce plain too if you want to do that. That'll give you 2. And the pumpkin pie mix, which that would be for the here we go. This will give you 6 if you eat the pumpkin pie mix with applesauce. It also gives you 6. It gives you the same either way. Which should come as no surprise. The raw pumpkin pie, again, this is going to be the gourmet version. That'll give you 10. And then for the ultimate in food consumption value, I suppose, would be the gourmet pumpkin pie, which will give you 15 health. So, I mean, sure, you can eat the food raw, but you won't get as much benefit as if you cook it and carry it through all of the processes. Now, unfortunately, these pies are not placeable in World, which is why I don't have any of them like oh, yeah, I had them sitting in my inventory this whole time. Also, I can't reach anything. There we go. Oh, I didn't realize I was standing that high up. I suppose I would have had to have been. So yeah, we can eat those. Actually, I'll grab all of these and let's see what we can eat. Pumpkin puree, yep. We also eat the glass. Yikes. This one we get the glass back. Okay, so if we eat applesauce, we don't eat the glass. But if we eat the pumpkin pie mix, we do. So that makes me wonder. If we were to craft the pumpkin pie mix, do we get the mixing bowl back? Because, you know, that would make sense as to the reason why when we eat it, we don't. So give me the applesauce. Give me a handful of those. What else did we need? A glass dish, soy milk, and sugar. The glass dish. We need some milk. Then we need the sugar. And then I'll try to craft this. So I think it was this. Bada boom, bada boom, bada bing. Sugar, the milk, the applesauce. Ah, so we get all of our glasses back in this stage, which is why when we eat this, we don't get the glass back because we already have the glass from that previous state. And the pumpkin dough, we can't. So it appears if that is the only one thing that is not edible. Now, pumpkin dough. This actually, this is not from the pumpkin pie mod. So yeah, everything in the pumpkin pie mod appears to be edible. So there you go. If you're in a pinch, I suppose, you can eat some non-conventional pumpkin items and gain some health. I think that's going to wrap this one up. It's pretty basic. But, you know, again, autumn's right around the corner. Pumpkin pie season for all of you pumpkin pie enthusiasts. I mean, it's still pumpkin pie season for the non-pumpkin pie enthusiasts as well, such as myself, I suppose. But, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Tune in next week for another video, and I will see you then.